was host to young footballers of 8 nations when they arrived in Kuala Lumpur recently for the first Asian Youth Football Tournament. The idea of this competition was conceived during the Merdeka Games by Tunku Abdul Rahman, president of the Asian Football Confederation. Japan, Korea, Hong Kong, Thailand, Burma, Ceylon, the Philippines, Singapore and Malaya. These schoolboys, all under 20 years of age, had come to pit their skill for the $12,000 Gold Cup presented by the Tunku. And no one is too young. The Technical Institute in Maxwell Road was turned into a football village so that they could live together as one happy family for the duration of the tournament. Looking fit but slightly nervous, it didn't take long for them to settle down. They soon got to know one another, exchanging news and views, except perhaps their style and tactics of football, the big secret. Souvenirs, too, were exchanged between them in the most friendly and informal manner. The Tunku, Malaya's #1 football fan, took a great interest in the welfare of the boys and paid an early visit to the village to ensure they were happy in their new home. It was during this visit that he offered a second cup made of silver to be competed for by teams in the losers group. Autographs were signed, and when the excitement was over, the various teams got down to serious practice under the watchful eyes of their coaches. Throwing, heading and kicking, the boys sharpened their form for the grand tussle ahead. Then came the big day which footballers and spectators had waited for. In an impressive opening ceremony at the Merdeka Stadium, the participating teams marched past His Majesty the Young Dipertuan Agong and other distinguished guests. Wearing smart uniforms and preceded by their national flags, these young representatives thrilled the large crowd with their smartness and bearing. The cheers for each team were spontaneous, but it was Malaya's own stalwarts who brought out the loudest cheers of all. For everyone present, and for the Tunku especially, this was a proud moment. The Tunku told them that statesmen think of treaties of friendship, but sportsmen think of sports to bring people together. This festival, he said, will be the beginning of Asia's solidarity. The king then declared the festival of football open, and the flags of the 9 nations were hoisted. The tournament was divided into 2 rounds, and in the first round, each team competed against one other team, and the winner entered the winners' group to contest for the Gold Cup. The losers competed amongst themselves for the Football Association of Malaya Cup. In the opening game, the Malayan boys in white shorts and light jerseys took on the Ceylon youngsters. The Ceylon boys, averaging 18 years, were the youngest among the competing players. The Malayans had lived and trained together for 2 solid weeks, and the strict coaching plus their keenness paid results. They played copybook football and scored their first goal within 5 minutes, and from then on there was no doubt about the final outcome. time, the score was 6 goals in Malaya's favour. In the interval, it was the same story all over again. Scoring a goal every 5 minutes, Malaya finished with 12 goals to nil. Likewise, the other teams keenly battled for top honour. Hong Kong, in white shirts and black shorts, put Burma out of the running for the Gold Cup and thus joined Malaya, Japan and Korea in the winners' group. In Group B, Burma, Thailand, Singapore, Ceylon and the Philippines competed amongst themselves for the Silver Cup, and the stage was set for the second round. Back at the village, the boys, keen rivals on the field, were once again friendly sportsmen and played their own indoor games for relaxation. Others took the opportunity to go sightseeing, shopping for souvenirs, and taking each other's photographs at some of the beauty spots in Kuala Lumpur as a reminder of their visit. Like all other official visitors to Malaya, the schoolboys were given VIP treatment. They were entertained by the Prime Minister, Dato' Abdul Razak, to a luncheon at the Lake Club. There was no doubt of the success of the luncheon. Here it was each man for himself, and teamwork was put aside. In his speech, Dato' Abdul Razak told them that through football, the Asian nations were getting to know one another better. Back at the games at the Merdeka Stadium, the crowds turned up in their thousands to watch the teams battle for top position in the two groups. The Malayan boys in light-coloured shirts had established themselves as favourites to win the Gold Cup. And in this match against the fast and crafty Hong Kong team, they played precision football to the delight of their supporters. The Hong Kong boys had come with a big reputation behind them, but the Malayans played like veterans. The Malayans' passing was neat and accurate, and they went out for goals in a businesslike manner. Their superior teamwork and better stamina were decisive factors in the match. Yes, the Malayan schoolboys were certainly doing well. 7 goals to 0 at the final whistle, and 1 up in Group A. If the Malayans were doing well in their outings, so were the Koreans, whose national team was Asian Games champion. Wearing white-coloured jerseys in this match against Japan, they upset the Japanese boys with their robust tactics and first-time tackling, and quickly grew 14. The Koreans were 3 goals. The Japanese fought back and reduced the final score to 3-2. Then came Malaya's turn to tackle the boys from Japan. The local sharpshooters in the now familiar yellow jerseys showed that their earlier big scores against Ceylon and Hong Kong were no flukes either. Again, they pounded the Japanese goal. And good as the Japanese were, the Malayans were definitely the better team. The Malayans got their first goal. The Malayans were 3 goals up. Malaya went straight into the attack after the interval and got their fourth goal 3 minutes later. Ahmad Taufik squared the ball to Robert Cho, who tapped it past the goalkeeper. Fast and nippy, these boys had the Japanese team beaten all the way. And when the whistle was blown, the Malayans had beaten their opponents by 6 clear goals and stood poised to meet the top Koreans for the final. Time off for a little dancing. Here the rules were not strictly adhered to, and any number could join in the fun. But it was not all fun for the officials. While the boys relaxed, they went about the serious business of planning ahead for future tournaments. Among the decisions arrived at was one to hold the competition annually in participating countries. Suggestions were made to improve the standard of football among Asian nations. Then came the big night. A record crowd of over 30,000 packed every available space in the stadium, and many more were turned away. They'd come to watch 2 great teams battle for the supreme honor of being champion. But most of all, they came to cheer their own heroes. Our boys played in striped jerseys and white shorts and looked confident of victory. With an impressive record of 25 goals scored and none against them in 3 matches, they were heavily tipped to beat Korea. True to form, they put in the first goal after 6 minutes left. The crowd cheer rent the night air, and Malaya's hopes of winning the Gold Cup soared. The boys from far off Korea were not easily deterred. and kept the crowd on their toes as they raided the Malayan goal. But for 18 minutes, the Malayans held sway and drove back the determined Korean attacks. Then came a dramatic moment in the 19th minute. Cheng Lee, the Malayan goalkeeper, rushed out to intercept the Korean forward and missed the ball completely, leaving the goal open. Before he could return, the Koreans had scored. It was the first goal scored against the Malayan team in the tournament. The Koreans, greatly encouraged, threw in everything they knew. It was their toughest match so far, but the Malayan boys fought back bravely and the score stood at 1-1 at half-time. In the second half, victory was in sight. A Korean defender handled the ball. Malaya was awarded a penalty. The crowd held their breath, but Ong Kim Leng sent the ball straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. Filled the stadium. A draw would earn for Malaya the Gold Cup, but nothing short of a clear victory would satisfy their supporters. The situation was tense as the Koreans were still pressing. 5 minutes more to go before the final whistle. Then 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then it was a chance in a foul, but it and lovely back hook by Korean inside left Cho Yun-up, and the goal cup slipped through Malaya's hands by 2-1. Well done, Korea. You deserve the victory and the cup. And to the fighting Malayans, better luck next time. Maybe this is not the end of the Malayan youth story that thousands of soccer fans had hoped for. Maybe this is not the perfect finish to a chapter that opened in such a sensational style. But April the 25th is a day that will be long remembered in the annals of Malayan football. In the words of the Tunku, the dawn of Malayan sports, the tournament will be a real festival of football, which youths and grown-ups alike will enjoy. To Korea and Thailand, the winners in the two groups, and to the other teams who played the game and lost, we say, Malaya will always cherish with gratitude and pride your spirit of sportsmanship in that unforgettable week of excitement and thrills.